Eagle Nation, welcome into another edition of Eagles in Their Nest. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed, talking with current and former student athletes about how they're coping with not necessarily being on campus, but how they're getting themselves ready physically and mentally for what hopes to be the coming year with the COVID-19 pandemic. Going to switch gears to Georgia Southern football and talk with two-time all-conference linebacker Rashad Byrd. Rashad, thanks for the time today, bud.
Thank you, Danny. Glad to be here.
What's been your reaction to everything that's gone on and how you guys have dealt with it as a team?
You know, it's kind of shocking to know that something like this is kind of happening to us, and we've been working so hard so far. But I feel like it's also a good thing because we have the guys that are going to go out and do the right thing and go and work out and bring one another together along. So it's just – I think it shows the character of our team really when all this is going down. You know, how do we respond and, you know, how much work are we going to put in by ourselves when no one's looking?
You're not just an important guy for Georgia Southern football, but you're one of the most visible student athletes that we have at Georgia Southern. So how have you taken it upon yourself to be even more of a leader at a time like this?
You know, just hitting up the younger guys, hitting up people that's, you know, I'm in Statesboro right now, hitting up people who's around me being like, hey, you trying to go work out? Hey, how our class is going? Just making sure you're checking on those guys because, I mean, leadership isn't always on the football field. It's always outside of, you know, what you're doing. You can't just decide to be a leader. You know, you have to be one each and every day once, you know, that is your role. So just going out and checking on people and getting the workout in because you once you build that bond of you working out and by yourself with no coaches there, and when it comes, you know, push to shove, those guys are going to grind for you and be there for you all day, every day.
Spring ball only got 6 practices deep before this happened. I know Coach Lunsford, I know Coach Greenhall, I know how they've had to try to relate to you guys with a lot of Zoom interviews and try to do things similar to this, but what kind of plan have they put in place so you guys can stay on course?
Really just watching film and, you know, they're uploading a lot of things. We're having position meetings. So it's just staying on top of those things and just making sure you do the right things because I feel like we had a lot of great stuff that's happening within those 6 practices. I can't even express how much, you know, growth we has as a team. But, you know, it just gets you excited because it's like, dang, we only had 6 practices and we're doing this. You know, what could have happened if we had the rest of spring ball?
Describe what a Zoom meeting is like with roughly 150 people on the same call.
Everybody's muted and we listen to Coach Lunsford. That's pretty much how it goes. And then we'll have a couple of people who's driving in the car who can't mute it. So we'll just get annoyed at it. But that's pretty much how it goes. She shares a screen, and it's just like a regular team meeting. Coach Lunsford comes in, and it just starts screaming. And then everybody unmutes their mic and starts screaming again. And so he treats it like a team meeting. I'll give him that. He's the same guy every time we get on there. But yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
You graduated in 3 years with a degree in public health and promotions, and I know you're trying to get involved with some graduate studies. So how does that give you an even more enhanced perspective of what people are going through?
You know, being in those classes, I can definitely just see it from a different perspective than other people, especially with the fact of how a virus or anything at all which deals with health can affect people of, you know, different demographics, age, you know, race, and, you know, income, with everything like that. And it's just it allows me to, you know, spread the knowledge that I have with others of, you might not be more at risk, but you may be giving it to someone who can give to someone who has a higher risk. So just you know, giving people the knowledge of what it is and what's going on and how it can affect others and not just them, because sometimes, you know, it's all about, well, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But it's not always about you. It's about, you know, the other people that surrounds you.
You're still in Statesboro, but you've got a lot of family in Charlotte. You're from North Augusta, which isn't terribly far from here. But what kind of communication have you had with them since this all's gone down?
Oh, it's been great. We've been group FaceTiming. We've been playing sequence online. We've just been having fun as a family, which is cool just because before all this, we didn't really talk that much as a whole family. You know, we would have a phone call here and there, but just, you know, having this time, we're really taking into account that, you know, not every day is given to us, and just having our family around and just playing and interacting, it's a great way to be like, man, you know, even though all this bad stuff is going on, there is some good that's coming from it.
Your mom, Carolyn's story has been well chronicled, being a 10-year breast cancer survivor. We talked about that a ton during the Cure Bowl down in Orlando back in December, but she's also worked as a nurse. So what kind of situations has she found herself in with COVID-19?
So she was actually asked to come back into the force and, try to help people with the COVID-19. But luckily, she's been out of the, I guess you can say, more of the upfront and in-person, where she's dealing with patients who are really sick and, in the hospital. She's been out of that for a minute, but she's actually working with cancer patients who are really high risk when it deals with COVID, especially since, if you have any pre-existing diseases, their immune is already, the autoimmune response is already at worst. So it's just, she's just giving them tips on how to stay up, and she's actually making masks. She made one for me while I was on this past weekend. So she's been donating to people and just, doing anything that she can to help, which is pretty cool, and just having her as an influence to me, it makes me kind of want to do the same thing as well. Just keep people, up with what's going on and how can you help with this and that, and so we can get these numbers down and get football back rolling again, because I missed it a little bit.
Georgia Southern's coming off a 7-win campaign in 2019. I think the 2020 season has been highly anticipated for quite some time. A lot of guys coming back on defense, multiple guys that are all conference. It just seems like this is the year that the Eagles have been building for. And I know it was only a few spring practices, but give us a sense of what it was like to be on the field with those guys that were coming back, and even some of the things that you noticed with some of the early enrollees as freshmen and the mid-year guys.
Once you have that many older guys, it just comes with a lot of influence, especially when you have so many younger guys coming in that's coming in on the defense, coming in on the offense. You're able to teach these guys, all right, this is how we work, this is how we do this. It breaks those habits quicker rather than the coaches being like, hey, that's not what we do. We handle it ourselves. So just having the leadership in so many roles, basically on almost every position, is just a great way for the younger guys to see, like, okay, this is how we do things. This is what is acceptable. This is what's not. It's like Coach Lunsford said, you're only as great as your weakest link.
Yeah.
And so just bringing everybody along and just having that leadership here and there, because it's easy for a freshman to be like, oh man, I did something wrong, I'm gonna get down, and him being down the rest of practice and not getting better, rather than seeing a senior or a junior be like, oh, I see he's down, let me go talk to him, bring him up, and next thing you know, he gets better all throughout practice. And that can just be the simple stuff as, somebody being put in, somebody's cleat can come off and he gets put in the game. Nobody can be like, oh, goodness, he's a freshman. Oh, gosh, no. But, it's able to bring people along who's going to have to help us this year, because we're definitely going to need everyone that we have.
This is your 5th year in the program. Coach Lunsford has been here as long as you've been here. For someone that's gone through it, how does one become a Georgia Southern man?
Honestly, just do right. If you have to think twice about what you're doing, you probably shouldn't do it. Wow. And, Coach Lunsford says nothing good happens past 9 o'clock, but
AM?
Huh? No. But no. But I mean, it's just about just practicing, practicing that every day, because once you get in the habit of it, it's hard to break a habit. And just knowing that, you have so many good influences, such as the coaching staff and even other people on the team. You learn from your environment that's around you. So, whoever you surround yourself around, that's pretty much how you're going to reflect yourself and how others see yourself too.
We can be very honest here. We would like to think there's going to be football this fall. We don't know if there's going to be football this fall. It's still too early to have those kind of conversations. But at the same time, I know how you guys have had to prepare yourselves in the case that that does happen. But for someone in your shoes who's going to be a 5th-year senior and gets to do this one more time, what are you most looking forward to?
Just being with the guys that I grinded with these past 5 years, honestly. My class, Kendall came with Kendall, Man, Ty, they're already gone. And, it's kind of crazy to think. It felt like yesterday we were just moving in as freshmen, just messing around freshman year. But, it's that time, and just soaking it all in, honestly, because, I don't find my identity in my sport. like being out of football, yeah, I'm sad, but at the same time, it's giving me, you know, a look at what's life going to look like once sport is done. So I gotta, I found my joy in Christ, and just seeing how, not really me saying it, but actually living it out is pretty cool, because it's like, okay, yeah, I'm sad, but at the same time, I don't get all down and depressed that, football isn't going on. And I mean, yes, I have my hope that we have it. And if it, I would be sad if we don't have football this year. But at the same time, it's not going to be the end of the world. I'm still going to find joy in other things. And I mean, it's just, I just want to soak it all in with everybody, from my best friend in my class to the freshman class that's coming in. I want to get to meet them guys, make sure they know this is how we do this, because I want to leave a legacy behind in Georgia Southern. I don't want to just be, okay, I'm a player here, I did this and this and this, and that's it. I want to be the type of guy who's like, yeah, he showed me this, he showed me that, he helped me become a better player and to grow me as a player, because it's not just about yourself, it's about the people who you impact.
Rashad, I always enjoy catching up with you and hearing how you view things, but I would like to see that 4-5 play in blue and white one more time. Hopefully it's going to be this fall, but we'll see how that all happens. Thanks so much for the time, and be well, okay?
Oh, yeah, of course. You too, Danny.
That's Rashad, Byrd of Georgia Southern Football. This has been Eagles in Their Nest. Eagle Nation, stay happy, stay healthy, and GATA.